Oh, top of the morning. Now, the first thing that you might be asking yourself is, why is this man on YouTube live streaming and he's dripping with sweat from head to toe? Because I just got finished working out and this idea came to me and I was like, I want to do it now. Also, if we haven't met yet, my name is Ted and I talk bass. Since I started YouTube, I've always wanted my channel in this space to feel like you know me, I know you, and we are kicking it together, learning more about this instrument and making bass make sense. Listen, I do have a formal education in music. However, my formative years were spent with these and also sitting around with friends and peers. Well, I guess friends are peers and, and OGs, just kind of learning how to do stuff in the same way that children learn how to speak. So I want to share something with you that happened the other night. You can see it on the screen. I am a musician. I've been a musician for many, many years, and I've played more gigs than I can count. And it never fails where someone will ask for some sort of a request. Now, my rule of I'm always like, if it's paying, I'm playing, right? And if I know it and if I can fake my way through it, I ain't scared of nothing. And this is a skill that has developed over time, and it's attainable for anyone. So I'm going to play some, I'm sorry, it's a little bit dark, but I'm going to play some of this gig. And what's up, Tiny? What's up, Darius? Also, this is the type of stuff I teach over at my community groove school, which is at tedtalksbass.com. We do weekly office hours. We did one last night. You can pop in and ask questions of me directly that we can get answered during that office hour time. And those office hours are recorded and they are part of the video library over there. All right. So this is really, really funny. And we're just kicking it right now, right? Like I said, I just got done with my workout. This is post-workout, pre-shower. And this is because I love you so much. All right. This is funny. And if the audio is too low, let me know. Also, you have to know that I live in New Orleans. If you've ever been to New Orleans, if you're offended by a little language, this ain't going to be the space for you. I may have had 3 drinks at this point, but I'm, doing my job. Oh, you know what? I don't think you guys got. Do you guys have the audio? Do you have the audio? I don't know if the somebody tell me if the audio is coming through. If the audio on this, hang on a second. The Fitness Project. Yeah, you can ask dumb questions. But first you guys have to tell me if the audio is coming through. That's what I really need to know. Let me see. Okay, cool. Let me check that because without the audio, this doesn't work. So, okay, cool. Let me fix the audio real quick because all of that is a part of the setup here. Let's see. Thank you guys for responding and chiming in. You have my audio though, right? You have my voice, right?
It's why. See, I don't want to say it on the mic.
Okay, so now you should have audio. You should have audio now. Let's see if you have audio now.
I don't know why all these people coming in. That man is working. That man is working. I'm gonna dock this motherfucker $5 because he talking. He yip yap. I'm just working. What she want? Now what she want? What she want? What you want? What you
see how much? What you want?
Man, it's wild. It's
What
wild.
you want?
It's wild. See, I don't want to say it on the mic because then everybody's gonna say woo, and then if we don't do it, they're gonna be like, "Sweat these guys."
I know the fuck you lying.
That's what she asked for. Great song, right? Great song.
But wait a minute. But wait a minute.
But wait a minute. Let me explain something to y'all. We are professionals up here. Now here's the thing. If we know it, we'll try it. If we kind of know it, we'll try it under one condition.
All right, fitness project. Just be patient. The setup is important here. All right, so be patient.
I'm gonna.
So we're about to play In the Air tonight. I don't know In the Air tonight, and nobody else knows In the Air tonight. None of us. We don't know it as in we've never played it before. We've never played it together. We've never played it individually. We've never played it with other bands. This is the first time I have ever done In the Air tonight. But what do I know? I know the song In the Air Tonight, right? It's a popular song. I know kind of how it goes, right? So my first point here is that your practice is not always with the bass in your hand. Sometimes your practice is just knowing music, listening to music. And why is that important? A lot of times I'll ask people, my baseline question is, what kind of music do you want to play, right? And what happens is folks will give me all these different things, and I'm like, well, what are you listening to right now? And this is what I want to ask of you in the chat. What are you currently listening to? And what are you studying? What are you measuring your progress against? You feel what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So while we're going on here, I want you to type in the chat, what are you listening to and working on? So we all know that the hook of the chorus, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. We all know that, right? And we all know that there's a gluck, 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 right? We all know that. And once you get to a certain level in your playing, there's certain songs or certain idioms, is that the word I'm looking for? That you should know, right? And and this comes from listening, playing. I really prefer that people play in community with other folks, but also listening to recordings. You know what I mean? So Tiny 2.0 puts in there funk and R&B. You gotta get more specific than that. Funk and R&B is such a broad thing. What song, album got somebody else that put funk and R&B? What are you studying? What are you listening to with intention? Now, I know my tone is a little pointed, but I'm not mad at you. I really want to impress upon you that that's important. So anyway, what do I do here in this thing? Now, this goes to the debate about iPads on stage. I got an iPad there. The audience doesn't care. The audience doesn't care. That's still too broad, Tiny. Got to bring that closer in. So when you are really studying something or practicing something, you should be able to speak to it. You should be able to say, if you were in school, what chapter are you on? If you go to Bible study, what chapter and verse are you studying? Right? You should be able to name that. Right? And this is one of the reasons why so many, especially intermediate bass players or advanced intermediate bass players, people who are returning back to the instrument after a long break and things like this, this is one of the main reasons why it is so hard to break through plateaus. Okay, so y'all know when I do these impromptu live streams, they're interactive. You interact with me, I interact with you. So Tiny says, I Like by DeBarge. There's a lot of things in this that you could work. This is the type of thing we do over at Groove School, tedtalksbase.com. You can get it on a 7-day free trial, but you have access to me and my community and the video resources that are over there as well. You ain't gonna find a whole bunch of tab and stuff that you get that you download, because I don't believe in that. I fundamentally don't believe in that. So anyway, the audience doesn't care if you are have an iPad on the stage. They care if you're staring at it, right? But
I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing right now? I'm looking up lyrics. Okay?
so now we've made this into, this is beyond bass playing. This is being one well-rounded musician, also being an entertainer. We've got a small but mighty crowd, and you'll hear how lively these folks are in a second. But there's interaction and all of that stuff. All of those things come into play, right?
Oh, y'all gonna sing it?
Well, hold on now.
It's like
We need to pick
So then,
song. Before we move on, I just want the band to know that on that last song, there's a part that I kept getting wrong in rehearsal, and I got it right tonight. And I want y'all to know that, because it was keeping me up.
I heard it.
It was keeping, you heard it.
so we having fun, right? So here,
Because we got paid.
No, we not doing the record. Huh?
Look,
You done paid us. Stage with some money. He laughing because I'm a savage.
so what does Matt know? Matt, the guitar player, what does he know? He knows that this is, you see when people drop off, either you at work and this is the middle of the daytime, or like if you, like these are the types of things that are far beyond bass playing, right? This is far beyond bass playing. This is well-rounded stuff. So what Matt is doing right now, we know that the song is dark. It's melancholy. So if it's dark and it's melancholy, then what kind of a chord are we going for first? Certainly not a major, certainly not major 7, certainly not a dominant 7. So Matt immediately goes to the D minor chord, right? And I don't have perfect pitch, so I didn't know it was D minor. I'm just like, sounds about right to me.
Okay. You see what he doing?
And gentleman sharp back there in the dark, he's got his phone, because we've now been tipped to play this money. About 40 or 50 bucks to play this song. So this is one of the reasons, you come to New Orleans and you start drinking, tip the band, then tip your bartender. Anyway, he's listening just to get a feel, an idea. Well, how does it kind of go, right?
working for my money.
And that's not something that you can do in every environment. In this environment, it's appropriate.
She said anime? That sounds right enough for me.
So now we hear a sounds crazy, I know. I talked to a bass player last night, a good friend of mine, who was having trouble with his ears, and he's like, I think I'm tone deaf. And I'm like, you're not, probably not tone deaf. But one of the things about bass players is that we do not connect our voices to our hands or to our instrument in the same way that wind players do. I've never met a wind player that couldn't sing all of their lines, but I often have known a lot of bass players. I don't often meet bass, but I've known a lot of bass players who cannot vocalize what they're trying to play, right? So I hear those notes going down. The bass is not coming in yet. If you stick around, you're going to get a tutorial on how to play this song, because I'm going to learn it myself. For the copyright thing, I can't play all of the song.
Give me somebody. Well, you told me you were drowning, I would not linger.
I'm looking at the lyrics. But at this point, everybody's singing along, right? Having fun. Then Jay starts harmonizing. This is what we actually do. And I'm glad that this got recorded because this type of thing happens all the time. And playing in community with other people and putting yourself out there in situations where you start sweating bullets, it builds character. And of course, and I have to say this as well. The sound person, Myra, was so attentive and on it. Look at what she did. How could I ever forget it was the first time?
Jonathan, I'm hoping like hell
we ever met.
You got something you need to do.
Why you keep this silence?
They're gonna tell you when to do it.
No, you don't. She starts putting reverb on the reverb and delay on the vocal, so it's turning into be a thing for the audience, right? And of course, it's stranger to you. It was worth the wait. The whole place went nuts. Now, in this part, I haven't played bass the whole time, but I said, I kind of know how this groove goes. Let me see if I can figure it out. I'm going to show you. Now I'm gonna try it. Okay, so you see what I did there? I went boop dip doop dip baby doop doop. I knew the rhythm. I was familiar with the rhythm, but I wasn't familiar with how it actually went. Now, here's another thing. I sure hope this is helping somebody. Whenever I have played a gig where there was something that was like, damn, you ought to know that, I'll make a mental note and then I'll go home and then put my ears on it, as we say. Right? So we're going to take our trusty friend, Songmaster Pro, which you can also get linked below. It is the best thing going as far as learning software. I'm not going to play the whole thing for copyright, but I am going to solo out this bass line. Boom, da, dum, dum, dee, doo, doo, dee, dee, da, da. First thing I'm going to do is vocalize it. Dum, 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 dum. Right? Now that sound, do, dee, do, dee, that's the sound of a minor third. So this is what I was talking about earlier about naming things. When you learn something, name it. People all the time ask about, well, I'm having a hard time remembering the fretboard. And one of those reasons is you don't name stuff. You're just trying to like do these mechanical exercises and they aren't sticking because you aren't tying your intellect to the action. You have to, like when a thing is conscious, there's a point in which you have to intellectualize it until it becomes unconscious. So now we know do, da, do, da, do, da. We know that is a minor third. That's the sound. We know da, da, the note is going up. And on the bass, either I'm going to go up in pitch this way or I'm going to go up in pitch that way. Let me say that one more time. On guitars, stringed instruments like this, if I'm going to go up in pitch, I'm either going to go horizontally or vertically going down. Tiny says we try to memorize. That's right. It's like Do you guys, if you're my age, do you remember when the insurance man, oh Lord, I'm giving my age out. When the insurance man used to come by, he used to give out the multiplication tables, or he would give out, or when you were in school, you had to like remember all the presidents. And then you would like get quiz. And I was like, I don't need to know this shit. You know what I mean? Like I had no interest in that. And there was no purpose behind it. And no methodology to remembering those. It was just wasted stuff. So it never stuck. I hope that was a good analogy. I think it was, but here we go. So do, I found that note. That note happens to be the note D, right? So if I'm learning my neck and a song, then I say, this note is the note D. You know what else I know about that note D? That note D happens to be at the 5th fret of the A string. Guess what else I know? I know that on top of my bass, there is a dot here and a dot here, and those are fret markers. Some folks don't even know what those fret markers are for, right? Those fret markers are there for a reason. Now, I know that that is the note D, and 916 Kevs must be a youngin. It must be a youngin. Yeah, multiplication tables. Yes. Oh man, I hated math. Boy, I couldn't stand math coming up. I couldn't stand math coming up when I was growing up, but the mathematics involved in music, for me, that's how I learn. It's gotta have something that I'm connected to, that's like interest. You know what I mean? So, I just say that that's the note D. I should never have to guess or remember or wonder if that note is D, because that note is going to always be D if the bass is tuned in standard tuning. So do, ba da 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 da. Let's take the pitch out of it. You can use this process with absolutely any bass line you are trying to learn. I swear on everything that is good. Do do do. Set da 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 da. What does that sound like? Three blind mice. Do 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 do. Sorry, I lost my. You see how easy that was? Now, that could actually become sort of an etude to help you with your technique. Two, three. Now going deeper, I might say, how are these other notes? Now this is when you start at one place and you let the curiosity kind of guide you, right? Like, I know that that's the root note, da, da. I know that that's the minor third above that root. And I also know that that's a D minor chord. Lefty bass covers, what's up? Peace. I know that that's a minor chord that we're playing against. If you are curious about how bass lines are created, how to write your own bass lines, well, if they're playing a D minor chord, that's 1, 3, 5. Then we're going to that C. That groove is cold-blooded. Let's see what happens after that. Boom, da, da, da. All of that is around that D minor chord. Do, do, do. I'm not concerned right now with articulation or performance or anything like that. I'm concerned with getting the notes and the rhythm. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Dum, dum. that's in that D minor. Let's see. Now, I am showing you a process that I have used for decades, right? I'm giving you a high level overview of the process that I've used for decades. Here, if this is D minor or D minor 7, then what are the notes? What landscape are we in? What playground are we in? What neighborhood are we walking through? Well, let's see. D minor. I'm not going to go up to the higher octaves because I'm not going to shift. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to say something important about that. A minor chord could be a 2, a 3, or a 6. All right? A 2, a 3, or a 6. You got to come over to Groove School to find out more, or be subscribed or whatever to find out what I'm talking about. So if I were playing this D minor as a 6, being natural minor, I'm in the key of F. I'm in the key of F or D minor, okay? But if I were in the key of C, that would be D Dorian, okay? But we're going to keep it here. So D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the lower octave, the 7 right there. The arpeggio, the minor 7 arpeggio. Root, minor 3rd, perfect 5th, flat 7, perfect 5th, minor 3rd, root, flat 7, root. Okay, I'm going deeper now on this. Wayne, what's happening? I'm going a little bit more meta on this, right? So now you know my stance on bass. Can you play it? Can you hear it? Can you see it? Can you explain it? So now I'm going from, we're taking that level of understanding from, ooh, I just know this cool bass line, to, let me use this song to reverse engineer and understand a little bit more about the big scary word, theory. First of all, theory is theory. It ain't always fact. There's some factual things about it, right? But there's all sorts of things in there. But don't let that word frighten you, right? Because it ain't that serious, right? So I'm looking at this bass line. Right? In the key of F major or D minor. But what does this bass line consist of? Chord tones. Chord tones. Scale tone. Scale tone. Chord tone. Root, chord tone. Scale tone. Chord tone. So what's the difference between a chord tone and a scale tone? Well, the notes of the arpeggio, in this case, D, F, A, and C, are chord tones. They're a part of the chords. But when we play a note like E or G, those are scale tones. They're all a part of the scale, but they're not all a part of the chord. It's sort of like, what is it? All bourbons are whiskeys, but all whiskeys aren't bourbon? Something like that. My cousin Derek is going to be so mad at me that I messed that up, because that's my bourbon buddy. Shout out to you bourbon drinkers. It's too early for bourbon. Well, you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. Hope I'm making sense. So let's listen to the rest of this bass line. The process is what this video, this live stream is about. And somebody is going to watch it and say, he talked too much. This is blah, 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 blah. This is a gold mine. This is a gold mine of information I'm giving you right now. I'm not saying that to be big-headed. I'm saying that because it's a gold mine of information, right? How many lessons have you taken where somebody prescribed something for you to do? You went home, you didn't really know what to do with it, and so then you wound up discarding that information. How many times? And I'm not trying to diss anybody else, but I'm trying to say that if you do not get processes and systems for learning in your head, you will stay in the same place. It doesn't matter what membership you join. It doesn't matter what course you buy. It doesn't matter any of those things. This is, at the end of the day, wood, metal, right? It ain't rocket science. It's pocket science, right? Lefty bass covers, it is now 10 in the morning for me. And I'm glad the sweat is not showing. Whenever I have like a really good workout, I just feel so good, so energized. And I love working out. I'm working out outside. Tiny, thanks for the super chat. Tiny's always coming through with the super chats. So listen, let's listen to the rest of the bass line. Boom, 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 boom. So let's add the next boom, boom, boom. A. So boom, boom, That right there is an exercise for you. Huh? That's a scale. That's a scalar carbon exercise. Oh, somebody just left a comment. Classically trained musicians sight read. They're staring at a screen, but not the instrument. I mean, yeah. You know, and I listen. As I said in the beginning of the stream, I have a formal music education, and I also have a street education. Now, I am very lucky, very blessed. I grew up in the city of New Orleans, in the heart of New Orleans. In the heart of New Orleans, I grew up in the Treme area. I remember Trombone Shorty when he was a little kid. Spent a lot of time in Armstrong Park when I was growing up, and I came of age on Bourbon Street. And I'm telling you, during that time, I would sneak out the window or leave my house, go to Bourbon Street, and every band in every club was amazing. Amazing. So I was lucky to have that upbringing. It was a lot of ear stuff. A lot of ear stuff. Music was a big part of my schooling. Even though I didn't want to read or anything like that, I played tuba in high school. But when I lived on the West Coast, I did pursue formal music education. But what I did when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, you mean that's just a visual representation of this? It's just like when you learn how to speak a language and then you go to school when you're 6 or so, and then you're like, oh, you learn how to write your name, and you're like, ah, shit, I've been saying this whole time. Does that make sense? Also, groove architecture. Let's listen to this. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4-measure loop. So I can visualize that 4 measures in my head. Do did do did 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 da da. Bump bump bump. boom, boom. Let's count it. Boom, boom. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 da, da. Don't, don't, don't. Don't, don't. Don't, don't. It's a 4-measure loop. So not only am I able to hear it, vocalize it, and visualize that 4-measure framework in my brain. Additionally, able to visually see if I'm not near my bass, I can see it in my mind's eye, right? So connecting all of those things together, vocalizing, it becomes far less foreign. And if I have to like pull it out of thin air from time to time, maybe it comes up again. I'll be able to do it. Now, again, I'll say, there was a time I played with the pre-COVID, we had a BB Kings here, and I played in the BB Kings All-Star Band. And I just come back to New Orleans, had played on the West Coast for almost 30 years. And the deal there was like, nobody sends you a set list. Nobody sends you a bunch of songs. You get to the gig. First of all, you get called to the gig because you have shown somebody, you've networked with somebody who knows that you got a good ear and you can play. But then it's like, hey man, do you know X, Y, and Z? And then there's some songs where they just play and it's like, you just supposed to know that. That makes sense? You just supposed to know that. Or you supposed to be able to hear it. Kevin Atkinson, what's happening? So this is what I'm giving you a whole process here. I'm giving you a whole process. Look, I got to add this to the chat. This is a good one. This is a gold mine. I recently found my late father's bass. I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Begun to learn it. Super beginner, and I'd love it. If your girl only knew. For you. Now, I'm going to tell you, that song, that's a song that you can't, that's one of those ones we say, it ain't going to play itself, right? Because of the level of production on that. But I'm going to show you something. If your girl only knew. Now, you guys are just going to have to chill out and wait a minute while I do a couple of things. That was such a great comment. I want to now I don't know this song. I don't know it. I know of it. Of course I know of it, but I don't know it. So let's say that somebody said to me, boom, 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 boom. You know what? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Another thing that I do is I make connections. And the first, if somebody were to call this on a gig in my area, we would just do the best we could. And we would kind of make up some version of the song on our own. I hope that makes sense. But I'm hearing boom, 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 boom. And that is reminding me of another song by Prince. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? What song I'm talking about? Boom, 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 boom. There's another thing, another benefit to singing, because what happens is you start to make all these connections. Harmony is finite. Harmony is finite. Rhythm, because of its mathematical nature, is infinite. Harmony is finite, right? And there may be some pushback on that, but I'm going to stand, as the kids say, 10 toes down on that. Because most of the popular music that we listen to, there's a reason why so much of it sounds the same. Because there's only so much that you can do with a limited amount of harmonic material. Rhythmically, you can do a lot with it. So I'm going to play as I'm again using Songmaster, which is linked which is linked down below. It is an affiliate link. If you purchase it, won't cost you anything extra, but it does help keep this kind of content coming. Boom. First thing I'm gonna do, boom. Damn it, maybe I do have perfect pitch. I don't. But I'm gonna tell you what this sounds like to me. You're welcome. I'm gonna tell you what this sounds. Boom. Boom. I'm gonna get to that other part first, but I want to see if I'm right about what I'm thinking. Almost. I'm thinking about. I gave my love, I gave my life. Prince, you need another lover. That's what I'm thinking about. So. Boom, damn. First thing I hear is octave. Now, what I did there was I'm like, I can't really hear the run, but I could hear the highest note. And which is probably a guitar. But here's it. And again, the thing about those 90s kind of, really produced songs, you could have stuff that are just all over the place. Also, what I did there was I used my context clues. I used my context clues to say, where would that be under my fingers? Because notes are rarely not under your fingers. The notes are, you ain't got to, I be seeing people sometimes they be fishing for notes. Man, I say that thing is right under your fingers. There's the first part that I'm hearing. Boy, I got 9 likes and 13 people. This is better than the last bass lesson you had. This is better than the last lesson that you paid somebody $75, $80 for. I know it. I know it because ain't nobody telling you, hey, look, this is what I'm thinking. This is step by step what I'm thinking. This is the process that I'm using as a professional musician. So the least I could get is some more likes on the thing. Right? Look at me sounding all aggressive. But I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. What's that next note? Now I'm going to find the next note. Boom. No. So I'm hearing now, going to that B. Now, I said I don't know this song. I'm familiar with it, but I don't know it. So now what I'm thinking is, I'm giving you my process. I'm going, I got to play that B. So I got to shift. Maybe I won't do it right now, but I might think, what's the most efficient way to do that? Well, let me hear the rest of it first, because what I do next in terms of my fingering is going to influence what I'm doing now. Or also, so really, you see that? You got to let your voice and your curiosity guide you. I swear for God. Shapes on the electric bass guitar, they overlap. They overlap. It's like looking at the Matrix. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. think that's what I'm hearing. Did-it-oh, did-it-oh. Let me see if I'm right. Did-it, 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 did-it-boom. I don't know. I don't know. I was totally wrong. Kind of right. Listen, I'm gonna stop there now because I'm inclined to learn the whole thing myself. What I've tried my best to impart today, very impromptu, and your boy got to go take a shower. What I've tried to impart today is that every bass player that you see, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. They are not any more special than you or me. And everything they do is figure outable. Figure outable. I saw, maybe you've seen this. There's a guy. I don't know if he's in Africa or where he's at. He didn't have any hands. He didn't have any hands, period. He's got nubs. And he plays the bass like this. And he is killing. This boy is cold-blooded. If you're on Facebook, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen this guy get shared. But it's like, whoa, I got to go practice, right? But the process is attainable. Your goals of playing are attainable. I control this. It does not control me. It does what I want it to do. Your instrument will do what you want it to do. And I don't mean that in a, it doesn't have to be like that. You need systems and processes, right? Join me over at Groove School, tedtalksbass.com, 7 days free. I do not do tab at all. Some of the things I do are a little bit unorthodox, but if you could imagine having a teacher every week for less than a cup of coffee a day, that's the deal. And I share things in perspective of being a working musician. And I'm not, yes, look, I spent 8 years with 𝗚𝗔𝗚 𝗦𝗰𝗵𝗧𝗜𝗏. I've toured with Jody Watley. I've played with people from Prince's Camp, but I have played with more unknown artists, more dive bars, more tours that amounted to nothing. I've been a musical director on 2 continents. And I've been an educator. I was a music educator in the school system for over a decade. Doesn't mean I know everything, but I've helped a lot of bass players make sense of this instrument. I got to go get in the shower. I am so thankful and appreciative that you guys decided to stick around and join me today. Tell a friend. I'm trying to get to 50,000 this summer. I really want that silver play button just because my ego needs it. Anyway, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Subscribe if you haven't. It ain't rocket science. It's pocket science. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.